So coming to our next event, we had Trionam. We had an awesome Onam. Great.
Actually, when Hajra suggested that Trionam, no, the online book, you and Hajra suggested that the smiley booklet, and I think, does it make any sense? That's the initial thought that came to my mind. But I don't want to disgrace you in that point and to disappoint you. So okay, let's everything is figuring out in ConnecTree. Everything is figuring out right now.
No,
So
what
we
I
are
thought was, it's so easy. We can make emojis. But once we started to make, it goes to another level. It's very hard.
for the Trionam, the virtual celebration, I was so confused. How you gonna recreate that in virtually? I'm the person who against it. Okay, why do you want to celebrate Onam virtually? And okay, I think at a point I think okay, we are open for any kind of experiment. Let it be. Let's figure it out. Anyway, it's us only. Nobody's gonna blame us. Okay, fine, cool.
I remember I couldn't get into that. Like I was not there for the whole event, and then I was in something. I don't know what came up at that time, and then later when I came back, the group was full of Pookalams. I was like, this worked out nice.
13 Pookalam, literally 13 Pookalam was there. 13 Pookalam in the span of 10 minutes.
Even from the non-Malayalis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was so
Everybody participated, and the entire conversation is in Malayalam.
Yeah.
And still the non-Malayali friends over there, no, in those who joined, they still remained.
Like,
and
even people who didn't understand Malayalam stick till the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I also missed something between teacher and her partner. Something I was having major
they were in a strong rivalry, like something we are not gonna use.
They recreated Onatal for us.
No, he was saying like it's so easy and I will do. And once he started, no, I can't do it. Just add me in your book. I will be a team.
And so many personally texted me and said that, oh man, this is so wonderful. We didn't expect this to be this happiness.
Yeah, especially people who are in GCC countries and other parts of the world. Like they
outside
were
Kerala.
Lot of outside Kerala as well. Like a lot of people are missing the home Onam vibes and at least some celebration of sort for Onam. And they were not having that, and we were like so happy that we could conduct something like that.
Right?
Yeah. Awesome. So that's like again, I know that's one thing. We really, I don't know whether it is the right thought or not. We really can recreate everything online. I don't know what it is. Like if we want to, we can create. The possibilities are endless.
Do something, there will be a way.
Yeah.
It's all about the mindset, man. I think so. It's not about if you are ready, you are ready. That's what my learning from that event.
Azan, I think
Also,
I think
if
we
you
are
want to
praising us a
actually-
lot. Mostly.
One thing I understood from that event is if you actually want to do something, don't go for doing it alone because
You will
a
figure it
lot
out.
of ideas came out when we were as a group.
Why I'm mentioning I am ignorant to that idea at the initial phase. When you all suggested for that virtual celebration of Onam, I'm the only one who are ignorant to that particular idea. Why do we want to do that? We have a lot of.
I was also.
You also there, okay. But thankfully, some knows and some ignorance may change with the actions.
Yeah, even I was so excited to do that, but really didn't had any idea of how to execute that. I still remember that event was happening from 9:30 till 7 o'clock. I think when we were having a conversation, it was like something will happen, dude.
That's what made me so uncomfortable. I was talking to Rizwan before 30 minutes prior to the event. I'm asking, what are you gonna do now? I don't know, bro. Let's figure it out. What the hell you gonna do over there?
Oh yeah.
Then it went.
Once we started, there will be a way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
We
once
sang
we started-
songs. We spoke in Malayalam.
I'm missing it so much now. Seeing
I had a huge FOMO attack. I was not in the event and I saw the reel later and I was like,
oh, I can feel you, Alan. I can feel you.
It's okay, Alan. I was there.
It's okay. Yeah, we were there.
Yeah. Awesome.
And that reel also went well.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was, a lot of emotions in 1.5 hours that we could cover, like a lot of emotions really. And that was beautiful and mostly happiness. Awesome. So coming to the next event we had
The biggest event.
Not lost to be found.
Instead, not lost to be found. And before that, I wanted to talk about the books and the crossroads. At the first crossroad, so we had selected that book called Lust for Life, and I know it's a bit heavy for a lot of people, but maybe the only criteria for selecting book, they will someday read this book. So it will be there. You can read it out, and I'm the person. Maybe I'm the person who read that book at least for the 90%. So I can assure you that it's a wonderful book. You can read it out. Okay, just mentioning that book as well, because I would say one thing. The first crossroad was the biggest failure. Not that much.
Who hosted it? Who hosted it?
Yeah, I'm the one who hosted it. but even initially nobody read about that book and all, and I thought, okay, what the thing I'm gonna discuss over here. And I have a very beautiful discussion with a bunch of people out there with another author called Madhav Kuti. How they rediscover, how they reread that book. We have a wonderful discussion about revisiting the book. I read that Madhav Kuti book at +2 in my high school, and I read after my engineering. I have a different perspective, and people and there is one thing, one of the member of joined author told that I wasted my time on a particular series. I don't want to mention the name. And those who want to read, they read. And she said that I eventually discovered that it's bullshit, and there is a lot of hatred spreading through that books. And so I think that that's a new age of discovering new things, that you learn new things. That is it's something that helped you to know that it's not good or something like that. So it's a wonderful discussion we had in that crossroad as well.
Yeah. Also, there is one more thing I wanted to add about the first crossroad, because it is from the first crossroad why the second crossroad was a success. That happened like yesterday, basically, if I were to say, because we knew, we will create like a reading zone or like a reading time in the beginning, so that people at least whoever haven't read about something, they could get some idea about that. And that lesson we got it because the first crossroad people didn't had any idea about the book, right? So it's not a failure. It's a lesson. It's not a failure.
We definitely learned. It's not a failure.
And because of that failure, we introduced a new 10 minutes reading session in the round table, means our reading room session. So that helped a lot. Maybe I know the participants are very low, but even the participation is very low. Those who read that one chapter of that book, and we had a wonderful conversation over that wonderful thing. So I'm very pretty sure
that crossroads just came up. Just
came well. And I'm pretty sure that people we had created a motive to read that entire book.
I can say yes to that, because I haven't read the book, but yesterday after reading that 10 minutes, that's why I was asking Azar, can I get that? Can I borrow the book? Because I can't read e-PDFs.
Read books for me. And I'm saying to me as well, I can read books.
For me too.
Awesome. I really feel bad because, especially when it comes to like if we take all the events that we do every month, there are only like 2 events that we conduct for regarding the books, with respect to the books, and we again, whether it is respect to choosing the book, choosing the theme, doing the poll and all that, like there are like a lot of effort that goes behind on that, but still we really don't have an answer for why is that the participation for the discussion and the reading is not going up, because ideally we founded the community on top of reading only, but still that is something like, I still feel like, somewhere I was thinking because I was like, because we were recording this podcast, I was thinking in the morning itself, why is that the foundation is not solid yet, like the reading is not solid yet, finding the ways. So if at all, if there is this one person who's listening right now, you feel like you can help us with something, please let us know what we can do to basically change that for everyone. Okay, awesome. So
and also let us know, is there anything that you want to add up or to bring it on to the table? Because we are going up to our intuitions, and the people over here, we have a discussion for the selection of books. So if you want a lighter book, or if you want this kind of book, you just suggest over here in the comment box and everywhere.
Awesome.
Possible.
So not lost, to be found. 10 days of
biggest event.
live Instagram.
That's the first time I was shocked to be in the live, because that's the first time I'm going Insta live, and I know you purposefully done that. You have you purposefully bring that event to the table, because we, apart from this Google Meet and apart from these activities of ConnecTree, everybody over here are not willing to shop for a video kind of thing. It's only because of this podcast and all sort of things we are ready to come, and we have to do this, no? But he purposefully bring that particular thing to the table, that he want everybody to be that kind of stage fear, no, like that live fear facing the people shouldn't be there, no? That helped a lot.
I think the stories shared there were all very beautiful, because those were not like very different, unique. It was not that kind of stories, like never happened before stories. It was
like
all
a
very
story.
relatable. Like the story of the next door, the person next door.
Story of us.
We could all relate to all those stories. That little places where you just fall and then you get up.
Even when we did the Google Meet also, it was 3 stories, and each story kind of showed different types of failures, and it was relatable. You could understand. Yeah, you're invested in so many things, and you don't find time yet. You decided to jump in and do something. The other one was about finding themselves in a dark place and kind of moving forward when everybody says you cannot do it. And the other one was breaking all the social construct and believing in yourself and experimenting. It's all very relatable. That's what we aspire to do also. And that's what we want to do.
Yeah, even if you think about it, in the meet, people who in the meet who came were three girls and 2 ladies who were in different phases of their life. And it was like a typical issue like someone of their age would face, but like they showed a great understanding and example, like how they got back and how they came back from their failures. Like really, I was really lucky to attend that Google Meet.
And the beauty of that Google Meet, that meeting was that the inclination of the age. The first person was a young high school who just graduated from high school, just got to the university. The next one was who graduated from university, is now pursuing a career in what she likes. And the next one was a working mother who had to dedicate her entire life for her kids. And then now she decided to move on with her life and pursue what she really wanted to do. It was like a beautiful inclination of age and coming of age stories. And that made it very beautiful in my opinion. But that was only me. Everything else was lives.
Yeah, the one affirmation I got from all the lives and session was, "You're not alone." Everything, we have something to.
I just had to add something. Even at the same one day, so due to different reasons, I wasn't hosting any of the 10 people there. And this one day when the person couldn't join, I just got a random call from Azhar, and he said, "Can you just join? Just talk about something. Just talk about something." I was like, though he said just join, one thing what I I took it. What I took was, this should not fail just because I didn't join. Just because we took that conversation forward, probably we can stop that from not happening, like from failing at least. So I think at times, no, you just have to there's that one decision, like just at that moment, that decision. Yeah, jump for you.
Jump first, think later. This one also says that.
I think just because of that, we can say that date was not dropped, or at least it didn't happen. That thing we just avoided. So probably that is also one lesson that we got, that we don't need to have a full-on plan and full prepared to have things when things go off. And also you need someone, like Azhar who can just say that, please do something.
You're muted.
You're muted, Azhar.
Yeah, Hajra is saying about the Asnatas and Hajra's life. There is no other option to continue.
I remember, like, I'm in the hospital, okay, because of some reason I'm in the hospital. Azhar is calling, Macha, like, can you go live? I was like, dude, I can't. I'm like, this situation, like, I can't do it. Okay, I'll call Hajra and say, do something. Just go and do something. And then, like, he's calling me. Okay, Hajra will be doing it. Hajra is joining now. I was like, okay, fine. That's sorted.
And I'll be really honest. I said to Azhar also, it's the same thing. Just before Azhar was calling, I was going through something really bad, and I had a whole episode of crying. Okay, just before that. So I didn't look how I actually looked. I grabbed a shawl and I got into the live. And after that, I got a lot of messages saying, why are your eyes so puffy? What happened to you? Were you sleeping? Were you crying? I was like, shit, why didn't I even check?
Hajra Fans Club.
Constant.
Hajra Fans Club. You disappointed them with your looks.
But Hajra actually gave Hajra Fans Club, a realistic view of how it is.
Yes.
I'm real.
It's something. But that was that's a one thing we had brings a lot of confidence on our team, that we can count on our teams on that particular moment. No, there is nothing goes wrong. Okay, we have something to bring on table. Everybody can. So if Hajra is not doing that, I will bring Nitin, our teacher. If anybody will be, I have that kind of get in my mind. Okay, they will. If something goes wrong, we can handle it very easily. So I think that's the strength of our team as well, because everyone had something to speak.
This is either seeming to me as boasting of ourselves or as roasting of Hajra.
Not really. I mean, something. Okay, we didn't expect such technical glitch will
No,
happen.
I actually want to also really mention Azhar's name also over here, because most of the time, like, I try to be connected with ConnecTree and the events or the organization or the execution, but like, sincerely speaking, like, since last few weeks I've been very off of this, and especially during the live, I was only there for like a couple of days when the complete like conduction of everything, like, even from the notifications to everything, was done by Azhar. So thank you so much for doing that and taking that responsibility.
Okay.
Making sure that was done properly. Yeah, really. Thanks to everyone.
All
Actually,
those people who joined to watch and the people who shared their story.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because it, like, the first thing I understood, okay, I and Azhar had a discussion about this
The
earlier.
beauty is most of the people are talking for the first time.
Yeah, that's also like, we actually,
Yeah,
it was
for
like,
the
okay,
first time.
like, the first conversation to any one of the guests over there happened. I spoke to all of them. Okay. And the first conversation, like, like, Rizwan, I don't know, like, okay, I want to talk about this. They send me the audio clips and it's like, okay, you can talk about this. And we were like planning the talks. And it's like, I don't know how I'll sound. I don't know, like, I've never even, spoken to any crowd, or like, I've never been on stage, or I haven't got an opportunity. And it is like, thinking about that really, it's like, I was feeling
that
so,
we gave them the comfort to speak up.
Absolutely. And even yesterday I was listening, to few things, if I were to be, I don't want to mention that, like, if right now in Kerala we have a lot of celebrities, artists, and we were speaking about a person who gave the first platform to all those artists, and all of those artists are like, on top right now. And it's 3-4 years ago, all of them performed as their first stage in something like this, like something like ConnecTree that had 3-4 years before. And yesterday was such a day, if I'm so pumped to talk about ConnecTree today, and that is the prime reason was to listen to all of this. And we were comparing, I was really comparing ConnecTree with that, genuinely speaking. So it's maybe I'm thinking, okay, maybe suppose, let's say after 2 years or something, they get to their story or their voice get to reach somewhere, and and if at all we could okay, this person, their first a platform ever was that was this Insta live we had on over, and all of that will be over there, right? So that was awesome. And another thing is, again, I don't know, I don't want to make this again a bad thing or a negative way, but one what will I say, one lesson that I've taken from most of the discussions is that, again, the way relationships are portrayed is not in the right way in many cases, because there is a lot, no disrespect to anyone, any stories or any people.
We had a discussion about it.
It's we as we say, what we seek is seeking us, right? So the way we are seeking any relationships or any kind of connections right now, I don't know, maybe it's the problem with us or the changing age or whatever it is something that really make me sad or think, okay, there are so many things that is not going right and to be changed as well. I know if you have got that that kind of a lesson from the discussions we had throughout the month. And this is not just I'm seeing from the discussions we had from the Insta lives recently, from I would say from the past 1 month, more than 90% of the messages that I've received is basically I would say all are about relationships, and especially about the traumas and the negative side of the relationships. I've never heard anything positive, literally. The only time I hear something positive about relationship is when I come to the reading group, and then Hadra will say, okay, no,
I'll support Hadra.
Actually, we had discussion about because we had genuinely we had a discussion about this, all the activities about the Insta Live as well. I'm not, as Rizwan said, with all due respect to all the participants and their life and their traumas and their failures, but there is a lot of people in the age group that enter into a serious relationship. Maybe you're getting married or into they want to be, but when they show these kind of things, there should be a backfire of that, or to take a back seat. Do I really need this thing? Okay, if and all this will happen to me and as well. So
I'm with Hajara in this.
I think we have to do a we have to do we have to. I don't know. I don't know whether it's a podcast or something we should do, but there should be some action that we should take with respect to with respect to changing that perspective.
Yes.
There is something that I've learned in one of my new classes. It was about the professor was talking about beliefs and what someone has gone through. So let's say somebody is a believer of something, let it be any idea, and you don't believe in that, but that person's belief is causing no harm. He's causing no harm. There's no injustice going on because of that person's belief. But you're saying, oh, it's wrong. It's fundamentally wrong, and I know it's wrong. I can prove it's wrong. But the truth is, you don't really have to jump in and prove it wrong, or you don't have to jump in and say, no, that won't work out because I had this experience. My thing is different, and hence that is wrong, and your beliefs should be torn apart. That is you harming someone else. Their beliefs are not harming.
Awake.
It's not about the philosophy.
It makes sense. I know.
It do make sense.
Always handle beliefs delicately when you're talking to a believer.
So
you should care something, but that they're in their own comfortable space. They are in their own beliefs. They're not harming anyone. What you do is harmful. You are the unjust person. there or unjust person who were there.
I think people
think about
and every failure stories and every traumatic experience is very subjective and very circumstantial. So don't take it as too personal. Don't take the problem of others too personal, because
filter it
out. Okay, you can okay, it's something like, at least after watching these lives and everything, you can have an idea of that this could happen, and you have an a precaution. You can take a precaution that, but doesn't mean that you don't need to take that path. You should take the path if you want. You should take the path. It's so many beautiful journeys out there in the same path.
I think we should do another series of events which says only good things about relationships. Only good side.
I'm completely in.
Hajara will lead it and I will support it from the back.
I hate it. Like, I hate when people think about fear when they say about relation. The first emotion everybody has is fear, when there is a lot of other things that it offers.
Exactly.
So okay, for the next episode.
But I'm not a person completely into the positive side, but now yes, because it's essential. It's a necessity of the time.
I think everything will be having flip sides, right? Everything does have the flip sides. So we have to talk about both things, but I don't know.
We have explored enough of the negative side.
Even I'm literally questioning every content that I've created in the last 2 months. I've only spoken about how to fix it. Like I about like fixing a problem. I haven't spoken about like the things that are like the right or wrong. Like that I haven't done that. That is like from morning I literally have my content bank. Like I wanted to record the reels and I came to the studio around 4:30. I haven't recorded the reels because I didn't wanted to take that guilt again further on, because I wanted to create more different type of content that speaks good things as well. This is not the right thing. This is also the
This is so ironical, because I had one of my friend after hearing my podcast, the last episode, and he said that, why can't you make some cooler stuff, man? Yeah, episode is good. Yeah, I like it. And okay. The people need that cooler stuff sometimes. Yeah, you are putting out something is already there. Means something is everybody is putting out. You put some, just add some water to the fire.
And I think with the next month's theme that we have, we can actually put out that thing in mind.
Yeah, we are adding water to the fire. Every hot step over there, we'll be changing traveling in a very entirely different path. I'm so excited how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, I also want
always about making the nerd cool. We are trying to make the cool nerd cool.
and why am I to that particular? Okay, when people bring that discussion, that theme, or that kind of mood into that table, no. I think we need to break that perception of people that we only follow this kind of thing, no. And I also against that one thing, no. There is certain type of imagination about particular thing. Okay, for example, for a nerd person or a person who read a lot, he will grow his beard long, his hair long, and maybe he's having a very loose fits and so on. So everybody can do that. We don't need to copy all sort of stuff as a trait. If I would like to wear, I'm a person who like to dress up. I like to wear all kind of stereotypes. Yeah, breaking all the stereotypes. That same happening with the ConnecTree right now, because we had taken a path and now we are taking a different path. We are experimenting something.
Yeah, Azhar just went like, okay, dude, I'm like, I'm a nerd, but he still dress fine.
Not really. I mean, I know. Yeah, I like to. I mean, I'm not I'm telling that I'm so nerd. I'm not a lot about knowledge, but something I noticed about the society is that people are imitating others, and they're making that stuff so cool. Yeah, it's so cool, but be an individual. You should have an individual character. You if
And-
you are following the somebody's characters traits and make
It's
your
like
own
we
character
have
trait.
a framework for everything. It should be like this. It should be
Break
like
the
this.
framework.
Yeah, awesome.
That's something like one thing I just wanted to say. Like, let it be anything that you're trying. It's you that's trying, and it's your mistake to make. Whatever it may be, it's your mistake, and that's okay. And let it be anyone. Anyone might be judging you for making that mistake, but in the end, it's not their mistake. It's your mistake to make, and it's your learning step to grow from. So don't try to follow or imitate. You can take inspiration, but at the same time, don't try to imitate things. Try different things. If it turns out wrong, fine. Let's start again.
That's exactly what we are trying to do. Trying different things.
Yeah, awesome. Also, I will, we'll move on to the blank page. Before that, I wanted to just plug in a podcast, The Breakup Story by Ashish Bagricha. Listen to that. It's all about breakups, but don't take it in a negative sense. It's highly
So cool.
It's so
Link
it's
in
so,
the
so good.
description.
Highly recommended. Yeah. Sorry.
Highly recommended.
Link in the description.
Oh man. Okay, awesome. So one last thing, that is the blank page, and the blank page from this month will be about workshops, right? So that's the thing like we have taken. Okay, blank page. Last month was a huge success. We brought in.
When we are talking about the ideas and the writing the stuff, I remember about the workshop we had about writing.
Flow writing. By
Yeah,
Shiva.
and Hiba said something like, "It's a ghost.
Yeah.
You have to treat them when they're coming."
Knocks your door and you can
Absolutely,
that one line still stays.
Yeah, it's written by
The whole time I was thinking about that.
Yeah, and for this month, we have 2 amazing workshops. It's not done yet. It's we are recording. What's the date today? It's 25th. The blank page will be happening on 29th and 28 and 29, Thursday and Friday, and one will be a story writing workshop by none other than our very own lead, member Azhar. The story store. Yeah.
ConnecTree
Story
Podcast roasting.
Okay. I'm really excited for that. I really like I think there is a lot you can learn from Azhar, because he's someone who's been keen with learning and understanding about movies, and one day he aspires or a dream to write something and to do a movie as well. So let's see how that goes. And another is basically Vedic maths. I haven't told you guys yet. Vedic maths.
Oh,
It's
nice.
going to be a
I like
workshop by Nubla. So it'll be on Friday, and others, others will be on Thursday. So these are the 2 workshops that we have for this month's blank page, and next month again we'll be having 2 workshops, and we'll announce that eventually as well.
For sure.
So
I'm expecting a lot of stories from the story store.
Story store.
Yeah, the store.
okay. So I think that's it for this month. So how do you feel overall for this month? How was it? Apart from, if you take away, if you keep all the takeaways, okay. If you just take all the takeaways and kind of see how it was, how do you feel about the month overall?
Yeah, compared to the other months, I think we have learned a lot from this one.
Yeah, the failures are okay.
Yeah, the failures. It's all according to the plan.
No, actually, it's not according to the plan. This month is
to the
not.
plan, even if it's good, even if it
That
go
was
wrong.
sarcasm, Azhar.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even have a plan.
We had an overconfidence of everything is going to in a proper grid, and we'll be. It's something like that. Yeah, we'll gotta figure out. So this month teaches a lot.
It's all about figuring out.
Yeah.
Figuring out and sorry to Nubla because she's the one who missed that Insta live. Not Nubla,
No,
Nilofer.
Yeah.
Nilofer on that one, because we didn't expect that kind of technical glitch will happen and that live. She's the only one who missed that. Or others we compensated with the Google Meet and all.
We'll bring back Nilofer again.
We'll bring Nilofer will be host will be featuring in ConnecTree very soon.
Yeah, I wanted to say one thing about this month though, if that's okay. If Azhar finished, you finished? Okay.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, all right. I was not there for most of the stuff this month. If you
You'll be punished.
We'll be seeing you after this meeting.
But
70% attendance is must.
I know that.
I learned a lot. At the same time, I learned a lot this month. This month was all about failures for me personally at the same time. I was just stuck in a lot of things. I was figuring things out. Something's messing up, something's going right. And then seeing all the failures that is being described in the ConnecTree events and all that, I'm like, okay, everyone's kind of going through this.
It's something.
I was in a parallel universe experiencing the same.
September is for everyone.
September is hectic for me because I want you guys to be in a common space, because I'm not getting your time here, because all are occupied with a lot of things.
Yeah.
As well. So it's very hard, but somehow we managed. And
I think, and Azhar mentioned this, right? Was it Azhar or Nathan? That overconfidence that everything was going right, and everything was going in. It was the same for me. I was so confident jumping into September. I'm like, okay, previously I was able to be there all the time in like events if possible, like attend everything. I got this. I was thinking that. September comes in, I'm like, okay, maybe I don't.
That's the biggest learning of this September, because maybe things can go wrong, and we should be prepared for that.
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest takeaway from this month is basically personally and ConnecTree wise and professionally is basically, even if you're stuck at a place, you can always jump back and think about other options. You don't have to be stuck. It's, if you have to take a choice, always choose to go on and to do something you can, even if it's the least, like the tiniest of the steps. That also does work, because just the showing up really matters, and there's like a lot of so many other conclusions as well. I think finally everyone can take on. And I think it's already a long conversation.
I want to plug in something.
Not
lost to be found.
Plug first.
Not lost to be found. That was basically the description. Yeah, that's.
And I think we found something.
Yes. And also, finally we are going. I think we are about time to end this podcast, because it's too. Yeah. I think
it's
just around 80 minutes.
Around 80 minutes. Maybe we'll be releasing this podcast as 2 episodes as well. I don't know how Rizwan is going to plan this episode, but I want to ask a final question. Okay, this theme is about failures. Actually, we planned about a podcast about failure, but I want you to answer this question: how you take failure in your life?
Badly.
Not okay. No. How you define failure? Simple.
Define. I don't have a definition for failure anymore, because I don't think things go according to plans, or I don't think everything works out to plans. Everything happens, and let it happen in its own way, and maybe it won't be that pleasant of a thing for us, but we get takeaways from it and we go forward. So, and life is all about that. Life is ups and downs, mix and matches of things that we might desire and might not desire. And sometimes we call failures as things that we might not desire, but it had to happen. And we get takeaways from that and we go forward. So to me, I don't know about failure, but I know that life will bring things that are not desirable. But it will also have a lot of beautiful takeaways. So keep moving.
Yeah, for me it's simple actually. Yeah, the ability to not learn from whatever you expected to, whatever you didn't expect to happen. Like if you can't learn from unexpected things, that's when you failed. Like something which you wanted didn't really go your way, and you're going to sulk about it, and like you you take up the victim mentality. That's the failure, actually. Like, if you don't mind, losing is fine. Losing is not failure, but sulking and having the victim mentality, that's failure for me.
Okay.
The one thing I always remember or I was used to move forward is a quote that saying, "If you don't like where you are, just move. You are not a tree." If we are stuck in somewhere, we have to find some other way.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything to respond to that?
I really wanted to go. Yeah, go on.
I have a very different thing. Like, okay, when it comes to failure, probably it's this month. This might be something new that's coming from me. I know you're not expecting this, but after this month, I'll say that when we talk about failure, it's not just you who fails. Probably what happens around can probably fail you, and it's not as easy as moving out of it. You'll have to maybe just keep feeling that failure. You'll have no option, but learning.
Is this the same Hajra?
What?
Is this the same Hajra?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You might not be expecting. Like, not moving out. Moving out might not be the option every time. Probably at times you will have to live for a lifetime with failure. So you'll have to be ready for that also.
Okay, yes. I want Rizwan to answer and I'll wind it up.
What does failure, like, the question is, what does failure mean to me, right?
Yeah.
How do you define failure?
After this month also.
That's, I've been trying to come up with an answer.
100% sure. Before this month and after this month, we all have different answers.
Yeah, that's why. Actually, we had a podcast about failure. We have discussed about it, but I want your take after taking this month into consideration. And is there any changes in that opinion?
I wanted to define it in two ways, but I'm not going to do that. One is like the cliche, like, I don't want to define failure as a failure. I think I would take it as challenges, but that would be like too cliche, too philosophical, and too not me. Okay. Another way is something that that I kind of have an understanding, but that would be, I would say, offensive to a lot of people, including me. But I don't want to go that way as well. So I would say that failure for me right now is, when I think, it's mostly like what you have said. It's anything that anything unplanned, or like anything that goes beyond basically that simple as that is, like, even like I think everything is a failure, and everything is happening out of your plan. Even if you have a plan, many things happen out of your plan. So I think everything is a failure. That is one thing, but that is like too negative. But that's why I'm saying, like, like anything that goes beyond your plan and that make me stuck at a place, that basically is a failure, I would define.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we will have something like, once we felt as failures, but when we are
once you overcome it,
looking back, it's like, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I also have a new understanding is that failure is a new observation.
Emotion.
Yeah. I'll just add this up anyway. It is this long. I think I'll make it as.
Are we romanticizing failures?
No. I was doing a podcast. I don't know if you have listened to this podcast. I have shared the link yesterday in the group. In that, there is this thing. Okay. Everything we have right now, like the phone, the computer, the tools we use, everything is a solution for a problem we had earlier, for a failure we had earlier.
Yes.
So every problem, every failure is basically an observation to a new discovery. So that is, okay, I'll define that. Every failure is an observation for you, for a new discovery.
Now we can comma and define the why.
I think if we actually don't feel the failure, exactly as I'll add what Riz said, if you don't feel the failure, you won't know what you're observing and you won't know how to. So you have to feel that failure 100%.
100%.
Okay, I had a conversation with one of my friend, and I explained about the month's theme of ConnectTree, and he put out a very interesting take on failure. I means he asked me what's the aim behind this theme. So I thought we will be helping out people, and we will not let other people fail with the experience, and we can share it out. So it means maybe that will help us not to be failure. And he said that a very interesting line about failure: don't take out a privilege of a human being to fail, because it's the failure is the biggest privilege that they get, because that privilege teaches a lot of lesson. It's something like you taking a bundle of courses in one case. It's like you're buying a lot of things in one as one. So you everybody has a privilege to fail, and everybody has a privilege to learn from that. So no, if you prevent them, or if you don't let them fail, they won't study or they won't learn new things, or else you can't teach them that the lesson they are getting out of that failure.
Yeah, that's very true. And if you have I don't know, like if this is others saying, basically if you thought, okay, you want to basically stop people from failing.
No, not that means he asked me. So he asked me what's the basic idea behind the Insta lives. So I said him that okay, maybe there is a lot of questions people are asking to themselves. They get the answer from the other stories.
Yeah,
This
just
is the
what
answer.
I said earlier. You are not alone. You are not alone in this.
Yeah, you are not alone. So
I think
maybe that gives a confidence for them. So I think so that helps to fight stronger. So he said, okay, he put out a different perspective. Not that I'm saying that we are not allowing anybody to fail. I don't have that intention. But actually, the when we come to the root of that, root idea of it's something related to that.
Yeah, I think what Ajay said in the beginning of the month in the failed podcast that did happen, I think that is the actual final conclusion of the whole month. I think that 2 words will be enough. Fail better. That was the intention we had with taking this theme.
Yeah. And I just want to also say one thing that was as like failing. I don't think failure is a privilege of everyone, but I think to take an opportunity to fail is actually a privilege that not everyone can afford as well. Like I think that even failing is not a privilege. Failing better and getting up is a privilege that most people don't have as well, because it's again like not everyone can afford to have that. Yeah,
understandable.
So cool.
All right.
So that's it about the monthly podcast.
It's been almost a football match length.
Yeah, it's been 90 minutes, but we are so happy with the conversation happened.
Yeah. And if at all you have reached this 90-minute, please text me. I really want to know you.
If you have watched the 90 minutes, press the subscribe button.
Comment below.
No. If you really listen to the 90 minutes, entire 90 minutes, please let us know. We will be celebrating as a
Special reward. Whoever has listened to this conversation has a special reward.
Yeah.
Nitin
will be sending you a special reward.
They'll buy you chocolate, they will get chocolate.
Awesome.
Cool.
So thank you.
Some days the people will listen every single minute of things of ConnectTree. I'm hoping and manifesting that as well, because there is a lot. Okay, I had a conversation once with Mahesh Narayanan, the Q Studios, and he's the one who put out interviews in a very long format. It's about 1 hour and 1.5 hours, and once he asked me, it's during within a coffee shop, and we had I didn't know him personally, but I recognized him through his interviews, and I thought, okay, Mahesh Narayanan. Okay, he asked about the interviews, about the opinion about interviews, and he asked me whether the length is the biggest problem people to watch. I said that no, not at all. People will listen to that any kind of length. once they feel that it makes sense. So
Yes.
it's a similar thing I am telling to all the ConnectTree people over here, the ConnectTree lead over here. Maybe it's 1.5 hours or 90 minutes or 2 hours. Joe Rogan is doing it 2.5 hours
Four and
podcast.
a
Still
half.
4.5.
Four.
Still people are listening to that
Yeah.
because they are gaining something from that. So I think at least people can gain something from ConnectTree, and they will be listening for sure.
And by the time a lot of people listens to this, I'll be rich enough to buy everyone chocolate. So
Oh, man.
Okay, that was awesome. So it is 90 minutes plus 2 minutes extra. Extra time is also done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nitin.
I'll be clipping this part and putting in the core group.
highlights.
Awesome.
Karen is
So
going bankrupt, guys.
thank you so much for everyone. For everyone and whoever been part of this month, been part of ConnectTree and all the failures that we had and will be having again in the future. So let's all fail better, and thank you so much. Take care. Have a great journey ahead.
Bye-bye.
Bye.